Hi. So I just put up my learn to bind off video, and in that video I said in this one I would be telling you why I haven't been here for 6 months. Don't really have a good excuse. However, just to let you know what's been going on, my father-in-law passed away in October. We do miss him, and we were sad to have to tell him goodbye. However, he is much better off now. He had just given up at the beginning of this past year. He got COVID and he went in the hospital, and then he had to go to rehab for a little bit, and then we brought him home. And he was doing pretty good for 11 days. And then we had to send him back to the hospital. He had gotten a kidney stone, a very large one, which blocked his tube from his kidney to his bladder, and he wasn't doing well. And they couldn't operate on him at that point, so they sent him to rehab again. We sent him to a different rehab this time, somewhere a little bit closer than where we had him before. And he was there, and 2 weeks later he was well enough, and they took him and did the operation. Then he had to go back to rehab. Well, he refused to do physical therapy, and he just went downhill. And so now he is not in any more pain. He's with his wife, who I know he's missed. When he passed away, it was 13 years and 13 days to the day that she passed away. Uh, so, with that, that's why I haven't been here for a while. We're in the midst of moving. We inherited the house, and so what you see behind me is the living room wall. I will be changing some things up, of course, because now it's my home as well as my husband's home, and I want some of my stuff here, of course. We don't live that far away, so it's not like I have to get a moving van and pack everything up and, you know, but, and we're not in any hurry. We'll take our time and do some things, and so I'm going to try to be on here now that my husband has gone back to work. He was off for a week when his father passed away, and then he's been off for a couple weeks for Christmas. And I've enjoyed having him, but when he's home, I can't do a video. Not yet. But when summer hits, I might be able to do one in a different place upstairs away from noise. He likes to have the TV on, or we're amateur radio operators. I'm K4NIT, if I have not said that before, and he is KK4EWT. And he likes to have his radios on, and he likes to have the TV on, and it's just hard to do a video when you've got a lot of noise going on. So today I have some things to show you. I got my Hobbii or Hobby boxes, Advent boxes, and I got them well before Christmas. I could have opened one each day, but I thought, I'm going to wait and open them all on Christmas Day and share them with my family. Let my family see, because they're always interested in what I'm doing and what it takes for me to do what I'm doing. And so I waited. That way I had some gifts too. I mean, I love my family and I love my husband, but the adults don't really do a lot of gift giving. Um, so and my husband and we just buy what we want all year long anyway. So it makes it a little harder at Christmas to give things. So I told him what I wanted, and he got that for me. He also got me this beautiful set. It's a ring, necklace, bracelet, and earrings to match. So it was a four-piece set, and I said I'd seen it, and well, the one I'd seen had been at Walmart, and they had run out, even online. And then I found this set, which was a little bit cheaper at JCPenney's. I said, oh, I'm going to get that. I want to get that, but I'll have to wait till Mom gives me my Christmas, which is usually money. And he said, well, no, just go ahead and order it. So I got that. That was a late Christmas gift, but a happy Christmas gift. Um, Christmas, yes, was a little bit sad this year, but we got through it. I fed 12 of us. Supposed to be 15 of us, but unfortunately my niece's husband got sick, so they couldn't come in. But my son and his wife, my daughter-in-law, and my grandson were here this year. And next year, if we're lucky, we'll have 3 little ones at this house for Christmas. Can you tell? Nana and Nana slash great aunt is just all excited. So let's get started. We'll start with the Hobbii boxes. I'll do unboxings. This is box number 1. Now I'm not sure, you've probably seen these done elsewhere, but you know what? We all like to share what we get. So if you've already seen it, I understand. You don't have to look. So I got a nice little knitting bag. And I do have a knitting bag on the way from All Knit Up Bags on Etsy. Check her out. She's got some beautiful stuff there, and I will share that when it comes in. I got a ruler with magnifying glass in it. And then I got some Amigo yarn. It's 100% acrylic. This is actually red, not orange. I mean, it's a Christmas red, but because of the lighting and, let me fix that because now I don't have the other thing plugged in. I can do this lighting, which may help a little bit. I'm using the camera on my computer, sorry y'all, because the camera on my other camera doesn't do sound. But it looks a little less orange and a little more red with the light there, doesn't it? It's hard to tell when I can't really see it, but it's still not as red as what it really is. It's a Christmas red. It's color number 42, and again, it's Amigo, which is I think it's they say it's a 3 light. It also comes in this mustardy color, I guess you could say. It's color number 38. Or goldish color, I guess. And then this is, of course, a green, but it's a darker green. It's a Christmas green, is what I would call it. It's color number 28. And then this white, but it's not that bright of a white. It's more an off-color white, and it's color number 02. So that was in the first box. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I was a little disappointed in my boxes this year because it just doesn't seem like it came with as much as what they had in them last year. Last year I got some teas and some hand creams and things like that, and they just didn't have that this year. Now, I also got a pair of scissors, but I won't be showing those because they're in my husband's crochet bag. He is a crocheter. And he needed a good pair of scissors, so I said, here, hon, you can have these because I have a lot of little scissors, and he needed a good pair. And since he bought it for me, I might as well give him a little something out of it, huh? And then in the second box, I had some cute little cotton labels, handmade, is what they say. and some postcards that say made with love. Let me see. Yeah. Well, on the inside, one of them says, I will, well, okay, so two of them look like this. Two of them have a black and white sheep that are wearing a attaching scarf, and it says, I will always love you. And the other one says, made with love, and I will turn it over so that maybe you can see the back. And then in this one, I got 8-ply sock wool, and it's rainbow, and it's 75% wool, 25% polymide. It looks a little thicker than what I would use for sock. Yeah, it says it's a 3 light. I'm I'm funny. I like fingering for my socks, but this will make a nice pair of house socks. And Arctica, this is 100% wool, and let me tell you, it feels like 100% wool. Oh, the other one was like a pine green. I'm sorry. This one's color number was 25. This one is it's a white, off-white. It's color 01. And then I got another 8-ply sock wool, and it's the same thing as the other, and this is color number 12. It's a gray. It's a nice yarn. Again, a bit disappointed because last year's they had so much other stuff in there. Hand creams, teas, or lotions. I don't know, what else to say. And they had more notions in them too. Then I got this. This is kind of I don't know what kind of green you would call this one, but it is darker than what it shows on there. I guess it's a lighter pine is what I would call it. It says it's a 3 light. I think it's more a 4, but that's me. It's called Kind Feather. It's acrylic, 100% acrylic, anti-peeling. And then I got this. I can make a little animal out of it. I'm sure my grandson would love it. It says it's a 5. It's a brown, so I can make a cute little teddy bear. Color number 11. It's very fuzzy, very soft. And this box came with little wooden hearts, handmade is what it says, and some wooden buttons. I like the buttons. I like the hearts. I just figure out I'll probably attach them to bear or something for my grandson. And if you're wondering, yes, my grandson got very much spoiled. Nana and Pawpaw didn't buy him anything whatsoever. We just got him a dragon that you put batteries in, and it walks and it roars and it lights up. We got him, he loves to help in the kitchen at 5. He loves to help, of course, wherever he can, but he loves to help cook. And so we got him his own little kitchen set. And I know a lot of people say, oh, that's for girls. Well, you know what? No. Boys need to learn to cook. And little boys, I don't care if they want to play with dolls. I loved cars. I loved cars. I loved my bicycles. I was a tomboy. So it doesn't hurt for little boys to play with things. That they learn to be better daddies that way. So I got some soft alpaca lace, 100% alpaca. And it is a 0, which Yeah, 01 is what I would consider it. And I got some alpaca blaze. It's acrylic, more acrylic than alpaca. And they're kind of a, I don't know, a taupe. Color number is 43 for this one, and color number 04 for this one. Now, if you've been keeping count, this is box number 4. And again, but in this box we did get a little something more, and it was a little bit nicer. I got 2 new needles, which I will be adding those to my thing. They're metal. Those are metal. And I got some gold and silver stitch markers. You know, the light bulbs. I like those. So those will need to be added as well to my notions bags. I just haven't done it yet because I needed them like I need a hole in my head. You should see my notion bags. Actually, I'm probably no worse than any other knitter, or no worse than some knitters, which those of us who have several bags with several projects with several different notion bags in them. Then I got this little bag with little wooden hearts. There were 3 of them in the bag. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with those. I might drill a hole in them and do something with them. I don't know. And a notebook, which I love my notebooks. This one has the dots in it, so you can either design or just write. I haven't used it yet. I have one from last year. I haven't used it yet either. I'm terrible about using stuff. I love to get it, I love to collect it, and I love to leave it together. But I do need to get into my other boxes and get some stuff out of them and do some things. So I also placed an order because I did get some Christmas money, mainly my husband. He gave me, so for Christmas, my father-in-law always gave us $50 each. And this year he had put the money in the freezer. And he had told my husband, so, we kind of knew. He told my husband to give it out at Christmas. And what he would do is everybody that would come in, he would give them $50. Because he's a man, and most men don't, especially my father-in-law's age, they don't shop. As a matter of fact, when my mother-in-law was living, a few times he would hand me money and say, go shop for my wife. And I would say, well, what do you want me to get her? And he would say, just find her something pretty that she can use. And so I would try to take a look at whatever she was wearing so I could see what sizes she was wearing at that time. Or I would try and get, I'd be like, well, what's on your wish list this year for Christmas? Just try to figure it out. Like I was going to go shopping and get her something. And so I would go shopping, and he would usually give me around $200 to $300, and I would go shop for her. And of course, she shopped for everybody, and that woman was amazing at shopping. She could go and get stuff, and she would do it all year long. So right after Christmas, of course, with the big sales and everything, she would go do a little shopping and get stuff. And the last year that she was alive, I don't think she did. Um, because, well, she may have, but I couldn't find anything that she had purchased. She had gone through a rough time. She had had two heart surgeries. Well, she'd had one heart surgery, and then she had to go back in and have another one done. And then she passed away um, after that second heart surgery because they had to intubate her, put the tube down her throat. And she said if they, well, they had taken it out, and she said if they have to put it back down, I'm just going to die. And she did, you know. Um, that was a hard person to say goodbye to. I'm sorry. Didn't think I would get all choked up over that. It's been 13, 13 and a half years, a little less than that. But we were close. But I couldn't find what she had bought. Now, I am pretty sure that I could have figured it out, but I wasn't sure and I didn't want to wrap stuff up and give it to the wrong person and this or that. So Fred just gave everybody money because that's what Fred did. So this year we got our last Christmas gift from him. And then I was going the Monday after Christmas because I didn't realize it. I don't keep up with that stuff. We went by my bank and I wanted my husband to go through the drive through and he was like, nope, you got to go in. And if you go in, I'll give you $50. So I said, okay. So we went around and he gave me another 50. I went to the door. Of course, they were closed because that was the unofficial Christmas holiday or the official Christmas holiday. And so I come back out to the car and he goes, well, I guess I get my 50 back since they weren't open. And I said, nope, I got out and I was going to go in, so I'm keeping that 50. And he laughed. And so with that money, oh, I'm sorry, I'll pause, I'll be back. I'm back. It was Amazon. It was a UPS delivery from Amazon. My husband ordered something. So I told my husband, we were talking about this. I told my husband, I said, well, when mom gives me the money, I'll get this. Well, of course, he paid for it anyway after giving me that. And so I was able to order some extra stuff. And some of that is knitting related. Like I said, I ordered a knitting bag from, I think it was All Knit Up Bags. We're all human, so things happen. Mistakes do happen, and especially when you're a small Etsy business and you probably work other jobs and you have a lot going on in your life. She sent me the wrong bag. It was supposed to go to somebody else. So we got that worked out, and my bag has yet to arrive. I hope that the lady's bag that I put in the mail and sent to her, I hope she's got hers by now. So I also placed an order with Mary Maxim. And I've always wanted to try their towel toppers, especially since I did a lot of towel toppers for the first time as Christmas gifts this year. And the one I got, it was on sale for $9.99. And it was these cute little kitty cats. Now the ones I did, you had to prep the top and get your first line on there. Well, these don't say that. You do that. I don't know if I'm supposed to. Now, I'm not much of a crocheter, so I'm doing the knitted tops. I don't know if I'm supposed to do the knitted part, knit these, and then sew them on, or if I'm supposed to do like how I did my other ones, where you prep the towel and get it ready. I'm hoping somebody can tell me. I'm thinking I just knit them and then sew them on from the way I'm reading the directions. So they're Premier Cotton, and I'm not Premier Home Cotton. It's fine. because we'll be using them just to hang the towels. Um, I don't like them for hot pads or anything because they do have the polyester in them. Dishcloths, it's fine for dishcloths, it's fine for dish towels. Just don't use them to if it's Premier Home cotton, don't use it for hot stuff. So this is the Premier Home cotton. Of course, it's a 4, which is a worsted weight. This one is I was trying to think. The blue one is corn flour, and the green one is sage. And that's about what color it is. It's a sage green. And then this one, yeah, it's a cornflower blue. That's pretty close. And of course, it came with the 2 towels. And you do one color on one towel and one color on the other towel. See, aren't they just adorable? And I like to do these. These I will probably make and sell, because I also do make things to sell. And I was very, very surprised when I had a lady approach me and she wanted me to make her a shawl. She wanted a very large shawl. And I told her, I said, well, it depends on the yarn that you want to use as to how much it'll cost. And I said, if I buy the yarn, it's 4 times the cost of the yarn. If you buy the yarn, it's 3 times the cost of the yarn. Well, she found the yarn she wanted, and she purchased, I can't remember, it was either 2 or 3 skeins. It wasn't very much. It was on sale, which was nice for her. And it wasn't a lot. And I charged her the amount, the total before tax. I charged her 3 times that. Well, then I had to contact her and I had to say, well, I and the lady at the shop made a mistake, and I need about 3 more skeins. And she said, okay. I said, now I can go look for it and order it, and I won't charge you 4 times. I'll just charge you 3 times like for the other. Or you can go look and see if you can find it cheaper, and then let me know what you paid, and I'll just, I'll add all of it together and do 3 times the amount of all the yarn together. Well, she found it and she told me, and I said, okay. I said, well, it's going to be such and such. I got it done and I took it to her, and she loved it, folks. I mean, she did. She loved it. And it's on my Facebook page. Picture of it is, I think. It's on my, I don't know if it's Kathy's Crafty Corner. No, it's Kathy's Knitting Corner is how you would find it on Facebook. I believe I've uploaded a picture of it there. If I haven't, I will go check, and I will do that. She loved it so much that she paid me a little more than $100 more than what I was asking for. So she was somebody who recognized the time and the talent, and it made me so happy that she was able to do that. And it made me able to buy my husband a nice little Christmas. Not as much as he spends on me, but I was able to do that. And then the other thing I got in the Mary Maxim, I love cotton yarn for, like I said, making dishcloths and dish towels and things like that. And I sell a lot of that. But, they're not a whole lot of money. So I like to order the unbanded. You don't get to pick your color. It's usually $9.99, and you get a pound of, the sugar and cream cotton, or cotton millions as they call it. But it's usually the sugar and cream or the peaches and cream. I don't know. So this is what I got this time, which I like. even though it's just plain and boring, I can add it to something else and make it up, make it more exciting. But the last time I ordered it, I got orange. I'm not an orange fan. I live in the Virginia Tech uh, college or university area, and our colors are maroon and orange. I do get a lot of asks for maroon and orange items. Excuse me. Achoo! Achoo! But we have UVA fans, which is navy and orange. And we have about 15-20 minutes away, we have Rafford University, which is, I think it's red and white. They're the Highlanders. So we have a lot of colleges in the area, and the high schools, well, Blacksburg and Christiansburg are blue and gold or blue and yellow. I went to Blacksburg. Ours was blue and gold, and I think Christiansburg does blue and gold as well. Of course, that's a pretty popular color scheme. And then we have a few other high schools around, green and silver. Or I'm not sure what some of the other school colors are throughout nearby counties and throughout our county. Now, we're not city, so each town has its own schools. You have your Christiansburg High School, you have your Blacksburg High School, and your middle schools, and your grade schools. And then we have Shawsville, which has its own set of schools. And then we have Reiner, which has its own set of schools, because we're a county. So we don't have just county school and everybody goes to county. Each town has its own little school system. Even Radford, who is part city and then I think they part town. So it's an interesting area, the New River Valley area. It's beautiful. We're lucky we have a lot of things that we can do, a lot of history here because Blacksburg was the first settlement this side of the Blue Ridge. And it's a lot of history. We're growing. We get to go, and they have plays on campus, and they used to have music on the lawn in the summertime. And there's just always something going on there. Camps, like I said, plays, music, art. You can go to talks. A lot of the clubs, if you're interested in something, you don't have to be a tech student to go to a club. My husband is, it looks weird if you go and you're not part of the campus community. My husband works in the math department at McBride Hall. On the 5th floor, he's IT. And so he works with the campus scouts. He's, I forget what they call them, but he helps the campus scouts. And we used to belong to the Science Fiction and Fantasy Club, and we belong to and this is the only one that gets to say this, the Virginia Tech Amateur Radio Club. All the rest of them have to say at Virginia Tech. But because the Amateur Radio Club has been there longer than any other organization on tech, they have been grandfathered in, and they get to say the Amateur Radio Club at Virginia Tech, which I think is so cool. And Tech has had, and I have attended, they have on and off a crafting group. Usually they say crochet group, but they don't throw me out because I don't crochet. I can. I'm not very good at it, but I can. My husband taught me to crochet. I taught him to knit. We taught our son how to knit and crochet. I did not get around to teaching my son how to cross stitch. That's another thing I enjoy doing. Um, it's just been a while since I've been here, and I've taken up more than a half hour of your time, and it's just me rambling, I think. So, when my bag comes in, I will gladly share that. And I'm going to try and be here at least once a week, um, just depending on what's going on in my life and, what I'm doing. Because once again, we're kind of, in between houses and uh, just trying to get our lives resettled, I guess. I miss my old house. I do. I'm not one for moving a whole lot. Um, I lived with my mom and dad till I got married, and then we lived upstairs in the in-law suite, which was a nice little apartment for 2 years. And uh, then we moved into our house, which we were in that for almost 30 years. This year would have been, no, we've been in it for 30 years. And now we're moving into the house that my husband inherited. Um, and it's kind of funny because our age, most people are downsizing and getting rid of stuff and moving into smaller places. And we're moving out of a small 3-bedroom, 1-bath home into a great big house. Now, we won't use but the bottom half for the most part. Now, I might fix the upstairs up a little bit and make that my studio. Or I might turn the formal living room that's down here into my formal studio. We do have a back porch, but that is cold. It's not insulated, and so during the winter it would not be fun. But, my husband and I guess we need to talk about some things and figure out what he's going to do with all his radio equipment and if he wants a ham shack in the house, because I'm not going to make him be out on that porch either, and the porch needs a lot of work. Needs a lot of cleaning out, cleaning up, and reorganizing. This whole house does. I mean, it was a bachelor pad for 13 years. So, um, it's good to be back. And I appreciate you uh, sitting around listening to me yap. And not necessarily all about knitting. Find me on Facebook. It's Kathy Williams. And it'll have K4NIT on it, with it. And you can friend me there. I'm always willing to friend you. However, I do not show pictures of my grandson. I am not allowed. This is the wish of my son and my daughter-in-law, just for his safety, of course, because I have a lot of people on my Facebook, knitters and direct sales, and though I don't do direct sales anymore. And my other page is Kathy's Crafty Corner, or um, Kathy's Knitting Corner, or something like that. But you'll find it. Now there's a lot of I think there's a lot of Kathy's Crafter Corners, so put Kathy's Knitting Corner in, and you may find me easier. If you can't find me, let me know, and I will do my best to um, actually, I'll find it and put the link with this video. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being with me. And may you have a blessed day, a blessed week. Um, and know that you are loved and appreciated. And if you need to talk, let me know.